Alright, hi guys, Inside Gamer here, as always, in Mr. Pandaria. I just got in, and today I thought I would bring you and show you the changes to the Holy Paladin spec. There's a lot to get through, so let's just jump straight into it. The first thing is obviously the new specialization. You have here three traits which are obviously holy, protection, and retribution. You obviously have the same masteries, and it displays the four main abilities, prime abilities. So here you have Crusader Strike, Judgment, Avenger Shield, Shield of Righteousness. Here you have, the same with Hammer of Wrath, and obviously Holy Shock, Word of Glory, Holy Radiance, and Beacon of Light for Holy. And as we move along here, we have new specs. It's very, very exciting. There's a lot of new stuff. And on the first tree, which is when you hit 15, you can choose between Speed of Light, which increases movement speed by 70% for 8 seconds. Long Arm of the Law, a successful judgment, increases movement speed by 45% for 3 seconds. And Pursuit of Justice, which is nothing new to Holy Paladins. I chose Long Arm of the Law just because I know I will be judging a lot, and it will pretty much be almost a permanent 45% movement speed. That's very fast, so I just chose that one. At 30, you have Fist of Justice, which is a Hammer of Justice just for 6 seconds. Repentance, which we all know and love, and Burden of Guilt, which is the one I went with. Your judgment hits fill your target with doubt and remorse, reducing movement speed by 50% for 12 seconds. So basically, no warrior or rogue will be able to run as fast as you, as long as you keep judging, because you slow them with 50%. At 45, you have Selfless Healer, which is basically whenever you judge, your next flash of light will cost less mana and have a smaller casting time, obviously. Eternal Flame consumes up to 3 holy power to place a protective holy flame on a friendly target, which shields them for 8,000 blah blah blah. So it's basically a hot, which I wanted, but I wanted Sacred Shield more badly. Sacred Shield, as we all know, protects the target with a shield of holy light for 28.41 seconds. The shield absorbs up to 8,800 damage every 5.7 seconds, so that's really cool. At 60, you get Hand of Purity, places a hand on the friendly target, reducing the damage of harmful periodic effects by 70% for 6 seconds. Unbreakable Spirit, when your Divine Shield, Divine Protection, or Lay on Hands are on cooldown, spending Holy Power will reduce the cooldown of the bubble and stuff. But I went for Clemency, which is a passive. You can use Hand of Freedom, Hand of Protection, and Hand of Sacrifice twice before they go on a cooldown. At 75, Holy Avenger, abilities that generate Holy Power will generate 3 stacks instead of 1 for 15 seconds. Sanctified Wrath for Holy reduces the cooldown of Holy Shock by 50%, nothing special. Divine Purpose, which is the one I chose, abilities that cost Holy Power have a 20% chance to cause the Divine Purpose. Your next Holy Power ability will consume no Holy Power. At 90, you have Holy Prism, sends a beam of light towards the target, turning them into prism for holy energy. They take damage, etc., etc. For 90, also have Light's Hammer, which hurl a light-infused hammer into the ground, where it will blast at 20-yard area with arcing light for 16 seconds. It deals damage, so it's an AoE, and it also heals allies. And you have Execution Sentence. A hammer slowly falls from the sky. It causes damage. It's also a dot. If you use it on a friendly target, it will heal it, etc., etc. So that's that for the new talents. I chose Long Arm of the Law, Burden of Guilt, Sacred Shield, Clemency, and Divine Purpose. Okay. Jumping on to Glyphs really quickly. There's a lot to cover, so I'm just rushing through it. There's a very few Glyphs. They skipped the prime glyphs, so now they only have major and minor. The glyphs are less important, it seems like, because they're just less. I mean, they're just smaller in effect. I chose Glyph of Avenging Wrath. While Avenging Wrath is active, you are healed for 1% of your maximum health for every 2 seconds. Glyph of Harsh Words. Your word of glory can now also be used on enemy target, causing holy damage approximately equal to the amount it would heal. So it's basically, you can use word of glory as damage. Glyph of Flash of Light. When your Flash of Light hits, Flash of Light a target, it increases your next heal done to that target within 7 seconds by 10%. It's really good in arena and etc. Glyph of Fire from the Heavens. Your Judgment and Hammer of Wrath criticals call down fire from the sky. You know, it's pretty badass, so I just grabbed that one. Glyph of Winged Vengeance. Your Avenging Wrath depicts 4 wings. Also badass, so I just chose that. Glyph of the Luminous Charger. Your Paladin classman's glow with holy light, which is also pretty major badass. So seems like glyphs are less important in Mr. Pandaria, but you know, might be some new ones, might be more, I don't know, but those are the one I chose at least. So moving on to the spells. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up too many new spells. That's due to just the way I spec and the fact that I'm holy. But something that is pretty major that Blizzard has done is they've implemented a bunch, and trust me when I say a bunch of passives. Okay, I'm gonna go quickly through them. Okay, Boundless Conviction. You may store an additional 2 holy power beyond the maximum of 3. Burden of Guilt. Your judgment hits, fill your target with doubt. That's the one I spec. And Clemency, the same I spec. Daybreak. After casting Holy Radiance, your next Holy Shock will also heal other allies within 10 yards. I'm just taking the basics of it. I will bother with reading it all out. Divine Purpose is the one I spec. Heart of the Crusader increases your mounted speed by 20%. So that's the same as Aura of the Crusader, just, you know, now it's a passive. Holy Insight increases the effectiveness of your healing by 25%, increases mana pool by 400%, and allows 50% of your mana regeneration from spirit to continue while in combat. Next one is Infusion of Light. Your Holy Shock critical effects reduce the casting time of your next Holy Light, Divine Light, or Holy Radiance by 1.5 seconds. And guys, never mind the lag in the background. It's just the beta downloading, so don't bother. Don't mind the FPS really. And the next one is Long Arm of the Law. A successful judgment increases your movement speed by 45% for 3 seconds. Mastery is obviously Illuminated Healing. You know, you absorb a certain percent of what you heal. Moving on here, the FPS is really bad, but don't mind. Sacred Cleansing. Your cleanse spell now also dispels magic effects, which is pretty huge actually. Sanctity of Battle. Spell haste affects lower the cooldown and global cooldown of your Judgment, Crusader Strike, and Hammer of Wrath. Supplication. For 8 seconds after you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor, your next flash of light will be critical. It's pretty badass. And the last one is Tower of Radiance. Healing the target of your beacon of light with flash of light or divine light has a 100% chance to generate a charge of holy power. Last one is Blinding Light. It costs 1600 mana. Wow. Emits a dazzling light in all directions, blinding enemies within 10 yards, causing them to wander disorientated for 6 seconds. So it's basically a blind. Yeah, and the last point I want to touch on is that auras are now gone, and they're actually replaced with your seals, which is namely Seals of Truth, which is damage, Seal of Righteousness, which is you deal more weapon damage, and Seal of Insight fills you with holy light, increasing your casting speed by 10%, improving healing spells by 5% and giving melee attacks a chance to heal you for 1600 and restore 4% of base mana. So that's obviously the way to go as holy. As for the spells, not much have changed, but the numbers have obviously changed, and you know, Flash of Light, same old, heals you. Divine Light, same old. Holy Shock, and Sacred Shield looks like this. It has initial absorb of 10,000 and 10,000 over 6 seconds. Other than that, it's all the same. Your bubble obviously looks a bit different now, a bit cool. And other than that, it all looks pretty much the same. Your Guardian looks badass as always. So it hasn't changed too much, but when you hit 90, you will get a couple more new spells. So that's that. So that was about it for this video, and as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.